UFC 317 results. Alexandre Pantoja submits Kai Kara-France as all-time flyweight resume continues to build. Alexandre Pantoja is starting to look like a higher form of champion for the UFC. The promotion's flyweight champion submitted challenger Kai Kara-France via rear naked choke in the third round in the co-main of UFC 317 on Saturday night at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. It was his fourth title defense since taking the belt in 2023. Pantoja, 30-5, was dominant from the opening horn, taking down Kara-France, 25-12 1NC, and nullify his opponent's dangerous striking with a more dangerous ground game. It was almost inevitable he found the right position for the rear naked choke, in many other divisions. Pantoja would already be making a case of the best ever, but he happens to be in the division that was dominated by Demetrious Johnson for years. He's not going to surpass Mighty Mouse in the eyes of many anytime soon, but he did break ties with the former champ for the most wins, 14, finishes 8, and submissions 6 in UFC flyweight history, with victories over Kara-France, Kai Asakura, Steve Erceg, Brandon Royval, and Brandon Moreno on his resume. Pantoja already has a formidable collection of scalps. He called for a higher placement on the pound-for-pound rankings after this one, and it's going to be hard to deny him. With another title defense on the books, Pantoja can likely already guess his next opponent. In the fight before the co-main, rising star Joshua Van took on Royval, the UFC's top contender, and emerged with a unanimous decision win, 29-28, 29-28, 30-27, in a fight of the year contender. Van and Royval combined for the most combined strikes for 19. The UFC has ever seen in a 3-round fight, and the third most when counting 5-round bouts, per the UFC's Michael Carroll. Royval actually landed the most significant strikes in UFC flyweight history with 215, with Van landing the second most, 204. Van called for a title shot after the fight, and there is little reason not to give it to him. The UFC invited Van to face off with Pantoja after UFC 317's co-main event, and all that seemingly left is to pick a date.